Hi, I'm Kelly, and this is my bike. I wanted to ride because the enjoyment of seeing others riding and how free they look. Just the wind in their hair, and it feels like there was no care in the world. It's just them and the road. And I thought maybe I might enjoy that, but then it's like, how would I even start? Well, I'm going into my ninth season, so it's I learned, and it is very nice to ride. This the comfort, the freedom, knowing it's just you and the road and no cares in the world and no real destination. I that's like a dream come true. I started on a 2016 Cleveland Cycle Works, the Heist. It was a little 250 bobber, hardtail bobber, and I went everywhere with that thing from Kentucky to West Virginia, a little bit of Indiana. But it's a little 250 bobber, so the acceleration was not there. 0 to 60 in like next day. And then I started having problems with it and found out it was a Chinese Lyfen engine and we could get more power out of it. So my husband decided, let's boost it, take all the EPA stuff off of it. Let's change some of the exhaust. Let's get it open. And I mean, it just kept breaking down left and right on me. Every trip, I had to have a tool bag with me on the front of it just to stop and do our own repairs. So I was like, you know what? I really need something better. And after 2 years of riding that thing, I was out looking for a new bike. Just out searching, looking around is how I found this one. More in particular is when my husband and I went to Iron Pony. I test rode an 883, and I never left the parking lot. It was so crappy. The vibration was terrible. Um, it it just didn't make me feel safe. I felt like I could slide all over the seat. My feet weren't secured onto the pegs. Just a lot of things that didn't feel natural or normal to me. So then we walked back in. I think my husband had something to do with this. And I've test ridden like three other bolts previous to this, like the R spec and the regular bolt. Never touched the C spec because I wasn't in it wasn't an enjoyment for me. So walked back into Iron Pony and I saw a bolt. I said, "Can I test ride that?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure." So then I went out and test rode it in the parking lot, and it felt so safe. Like my seat, I was in the seat. My feet were on the pegs. They didn't feel like they were gonna slip off. The handlebars were like in the perfect position. I could go faster than normal. Like on the 883, I couldn't go that fast because this like the throttle was really delayed and stuff, and it didn't have a lot of horsepower. But the 950 was very torquey, and I felt like, well, that could get me out of dangerous situations. And being 5'2", it's hard to find bikes that really fit you, especially coming from like your beginner going to your intermediate. Kind of get scared of the big bike analogies. So I found the Bolt, and I rode it 4 or 5 times before I even decided, yeah, I'm gonna buy a Bolt. So that day at Iron Pony, I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and pull the throttle, and I came home with it. The things that were done to this bolt, first thing was there was this big plastic thing that covered the rear tire. It was a license plate holder that they had. That thing was ridiculously stupid looking on this thing. It covered up half the tire. It made no sense. Okay, yeah, license plate holder, it's plastic. Whoop-de-doo, I can put it anywhere else. So I decided to side mount the license plate and remove that. So that's what my husband helped me with. Second thing was the tail lights that came, turn signals that came with it, was these little bullet turn signals, and they were junk. Like you could not even see them. So I decided to go back to stock. So Josh changed those out for me. And then moving forward, Josh did the exhaust. It's just a slip-on exhaust, but that got changed from the original or stocks exhaust to a Baron 3-inch slash cut. Has this really unique crackle sound on D-cell, and it's very like tony, like a dark tone. So everybody thought it was a sports derby or a Harley because of the tone. I said no, it's a Yamaha. It kind of looks like a Sportster, but it's not. It's so much better. It's a Yamaha. After the exhaust, went and did the 6-inch pullback risers along with the mini Z bars and the Avon memory foam grips. Gave me a narrower stance, a little bit closer to me, give me a little bit more comfort on my elbows and shoulders. From there, I put on the R-Spec shocks and the seat because the original seat was leather and this one is all suede. The leather one I just moved around too much, but the all suede one, it sticks you right in place and you can do anything and everything on that bike. These, I just love the style of them. Like, it's pretty cool looking. It's a piggyback gas shock. It's only on the R specs, but they're interchangeable with the base bolt. So I thought that was really cool. And then I added my little flare of the Harley Quinn symbol because it matches my tattoo. So I thought that was pretty cool. Forward controls was also put on by my husband. It gave me a 6-inch difference between the mids to the forward control, so a little bit more comfortability. Gives me kind of like what I had on my 250 hardtail bobber, was the forward, like more forward controls, your feet stretched out in front of you instead of mid controls where you feel like you're just sitting in a chair. So I think that's everything. A little bit of this throughout the bike, but nothing major. No engine work. Oh, fuel pack. Yeah, we had to get a Cobra, just a regular Cobra fuel pack. Is the the exhaust. One thing that this bike came with was a Vance and Hines air filter, so I didn't have to spend the $120 to get the skull cap and the air filter itself. Now you have to get a tuner, so we got a tuner put in place for that. So back in August of 2023, me and the Bolt was in an accident. Coming home 3 miles from home, somebody decided to pull out in front of me, and yeah, I locked up the brakes. But 50 feet doesn't give you much room to do anything, so I smacked the back end of a truck, and yeah, that was not fun. I was sent to the hospital, and 3 hours later, I was released. Josh rode the bike home, and when he came to the hospital to see me, he told me that, and I was just really super shocked. I'm like, "Excuse me, I just rear-ended somebody and you rode it home." And we skidded probably a good maybe 60, 70 feet. That I thought that was amazing. But the bike survived, and I survived, and thank the Lord. And here we are today getting it put back together. So it is March 2024. And hopefully by May 2024, I'll be riding because I'm just waiting on my gas tank to arrive. find something that you love and enjoy and feel safe on. You know, safety is always number one to me. And that night, I was not wearing a helmet, and I've got some scars. Luckily, I healed up pretty well, but please wear a helmet and rubber side down.